guess two things to start. First, give credit to Coach Campy and his staff and his players. They obviously had a game plan to slow the game down and executed it very, very well. And got a hard win on the road, and you know, disappointing night certainly for our guys. The second thing I'll say is really two things I want to make sure that are clear. Our fans were absolutely phenomenal. I've been here since my 6th year. One as an assistant, 4 as a head coach, and I don't think it's been close that we've had this type of environment, this type of energy in this building for a November non-conference game. It wasn't a power team, and we haven't played those this time of year here. So our fans were phenomenal. At the same time, I want to apologize to them because that's not what they paid to come see. That's not the type of performance that our fans deserve, and it starts with me as a head coach, and we'll get it fixed, but that's unacceptable in terms of the way we performed. Again, nothing taken away from Oakland. They got a veteran group and a great coach, but I've got to be better, and my team's got to be better for our fans because they deserve better here at home.
I said the aura was off from the shoot around and on. Did you notice that?
I did.
What was it? Was it?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but it's to Phil. Obviously, he's been around long enough. I've been doing this a long time, and you could sense it and shoot around. And I don't, and maybe score watching or feeling too good about Tuesday. I don't know. There's a number of things it could be, but none of it matters. At the end of the day, we have a job to do when we step out on that court and put these uniforms on, and that's to perform with the best effort that we're capable of, and to do everything we can to preserve the legacy and tradition of Oklahoma State basketball. We failed in that regard tonight.
What made their zone so difficult for you guys?
I mean, they're good at it. I mean, that's what they do. It's not something we see. We don't practice against that type of zone. We have our own. It's much different than theirs. But they kind of put you on your heels. The zone had nothing to do with us going 6 for 12 from the free throw line, and didn't have much to do with them out rebounding us. So again, it was a good zone, but there are a lot of things that we need to control better.
Ice took hold of the game a bit in the second half, seeming, well, maybe to even recognize that it was his job to step up. What did you see from him?
Yeah, he played like a senior. He is a guy who laid it on the line tonight and tried to empty the tank and will us there. In a game where we were obviously just milling around for a lot of the game. He did his best to carry us on both ends because he was sensational on the defensive end as well. But you can't cheat this game. You can't. Very few people, and I've not been around any that can just turn it on. And I think we tried that tonight, and that won't happen again.
You guys were able to get out and run there in the start of the second half. What did they kind of do to kind of stop that? It seemed like you guys had a lot of momentum. They were able to kind of shut it down. They were able to set back up in the zone again.
It was really about our defensive engagement again. I mean, that's who our team is until we figure out, a consistent mode of attack on the offensive end, and the zone can kind of disrupt that, so to speak. But when we were engaged defensively and causing some frustration or lack of ball movement for them, we were able to get out, and that's where we're really good. But again, we didn't do it enough. You got to do it for 40 minutes. You got to be able to impose your will when necessary, when you're capable of every possession. And so you get up, I don't know what the largest lead we had was, 8? No, 5, no. Yeah, 5. Most we were up was 5. And just didn't make the next play. Whether it be a turnover or a missed assignment on the defensive end, we kept the door open enough that they never felt like it was getting away from them. As much as our crowd tried to help us get away from them, and to their credit, they kept fighting.
Moose has been such a force in the exhibition the other night. What did they kind of do to nullify him?
I don't know. I have to go back and kind of look at the film on some of that to see. But obviously, the zone made the passing angles in there a little bit more difficult. but we certainly got to do a better job of getting him the ball because he's got to get more than 4 shots in a game like tonight's.
And then what do you tell Avery after a performance like tonight?
I'll see him at practice tomorrow.
Coach, are you happy with that final possession, the look you guys got?
Yeah, I thought it was fair. We drove the ball in there. Ice made a good drive. He collapsed the defense and he kicked it out to a guy who can shoot. And that's the game sometimes, right? Make a miss, and you got the ball to a good shooter and didn't go in. Again, I want to be clear. Nothing against Coach Campy. He's a tremendous coach. He's been around almost as long as I've been alive coaching there. It should not have come down to us having to make a shot in the last possession of the game.
Barry Sanders is front and center. That's how you went and talked with him at the end. What did you guys kind of share there?
I just thanked him. He's my favorite all-time football player. As much as he, I was a Giants fan, and he ran through Carl Banks and Leonard Marshall and Lawrence Taylor plenty. But I admired that guy a lot, and I'm obviously thankful that I'm coaching at his alma mater, and happy that he's going into the Ring of Honor tomorrow. Going to be honored the way he should be.
Do you have any response to the NCAA's response from yesterday?
Not really. I mean, not into getting a tit for tat. I do want to make one thing clear. At no point did I ever threaten anyone, nor encourage anybody to be threatened, nor did I out anybody. I read a statement from a publicly available document, and my focus is on coaching better, making our team better, and those 17 kids in that locker room, whose names are also publicly available. I can read those again, but I'm sure you guys all know.
Anything else for Coach?